Hey guys, June 2nd, 2018, Hope Valley, California, about 20 minutes south of Lake Tahoe. My wingman Cody, my son Dustin, and I met up for a day of flying. First flight, watch the amps. 132 amps is a little bit excessive. Unfortunately, I didn't catch this and continued to fly. Here I am turning back to home. And then I hear the motor start cutting out. And all of a sudden, no video, no telemetry. I knew immediately that there was a major problem. So my son and I decided to go for a hike. I plugged the GPS coordinates into my phone, and off we went. I didn't have much faith in finding it because I was at 700-foot elevation when it cut out, and I figured it could have gone down just about anywhere. But off we went. 2-hour hike later, and no Drak. We continued to fly for the rest of the day and had a great old time. Cody promised to come back and meet me the next morning with his Mavic and help me look for the Drak. I didn't have a lot of faith in finding it, but I was willing to come back and try. The next morning, Cody and I hiked up into a meadow near the last GPS coordinates. And while Cody set up his Mavic to fly, I continued to hike around looking for the Drak. Okay, Drak down. There's the fuse, the nose of the fuse over there. A few bits and pieces. Not too bad. I see a singularity in the creek there. All in all, not bad. Now just to hike it out. I'd stumbled upon the Drak only 165 feet from the last known GPS coordinates. Cody continued to fly, and about the same time I found it, interestingly enough, he also found it. I could tell right away that the motor was totally smoked, but I wondered what had happened that caused the video to go out, and clearly the vector died. Back in the shop, the post-crash analysis began. I was really suspicious of the ESC, but testing proved that it was working fine, and the BEC was fine. Ultimately, it became apparent that the vector PSU had smoked, and in doing so, the 5-volt feed to the vector had gone to battery voltage, and 5S, that's 18, 19 volts. Also, the 12-volt feed died completely, so that explained the loss of video. So vector smoked, video died, and it fell out of the sky. Dragon Link RX was fine, and all the other electronics checked out fine. And as soon as I put in a new vector and PSU, everything worked, and the body work begins. I should point out that this was flight number 54 for this Drak, and flight 50 on that motor. I never had any problems with the motor before, and interestingly enough, I flew my 80-inch extended wing Drak several flights after this crash, and it runs exactly the same motor and prop and ESC and everything. So I guess it just gave up after 50 flights. After several remaiden attempts in which several PSUs and one vector died, and many exchanges with Eagle Tree customer service, I eventually swapped out the ESC. Eagle Tree was unable to explain how an otherwise perfectly working ESC could cause the PSU to fail. But they happily exchanged all the failed units free of charge. She's had many flights since.